So I just got off of the phone with a friend of mine who's totally saddened over everything that's going on. I mean, look, I am too. People handle it in their way. And he was just like, T, man, what can we do? What can we do? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not sure. So then he and I both are, fellow followers of Christ, so we were able to have a conversation about religion, spirituality, so on and so forth. And one of the things that I told him is that we need to get to a place in our world where I see you like I see me. Okay, we need to find a way where I see you like I see me. Now, I don't have a long drawn out model yet because I'm thinking about this stuff, as I was talking, like to my brother there. And but I started thinking about when a person is trained to do something. So I thought about myself as a diversity professional, right? Um, um, when I got serious about doing diversity, of course, first I went and got training. I got trained and certified for a few models. But one of the models that I actually went through, it wasn't just going through training. It was like you had to go through training, like learn some skills. Then you had to do your own individual work. So you had to work on your own issues. And then you were encouraged to, and I'm glad that I did this, you were encouraged to go out and spend time with people from different identities. So and so what I liked, the way that I did it, it was more natural. Like I didn't just go and say, okay, I need to be here because I need to do this for my training. I did it because I really wanted to, you see. And I think that first you also have to have the posture of being open to other people in order for you to receive it. So for 2 years, I spent a lot of time with women. I spent a lot of time with people who identify as gay or lesbian. I spent time with people who were atheists, people who didn't share my faith. I spent time with people who did share my faith. And keep in mind, I'm doing all of this just, kind of more organically than like literally organizing. So when I stepped into my first training that I started doing on my own, not that I would tell you, oh yeah, I'm an expert and I'm the best, at this. But when I entered the room, I entered it a different way. I entered it very open to the people that I was getting ready to serve, basically. And because I've had so much experience working with different groups of people, then as I'm there, like with them, the one thing that I'm aware of is I don't know a lot of things, so I need other people to help me, school me, teach me, be open to me as I'm working hard to be open to you. This is why there are a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge around diversity, but because they're not a trained professional, they can actually do more damage than they do help because they got a lot of knowledge up here, but because they aren't trained or because they haven't taken that time to do that kind of work, then they can go in and they can actually do more damage and they can hurt people. Now let's think about people who are here to serve and protect. And disclaimer, I've never been to a police academy, haven't been to basic training, boot camp. So I can't answer this, 100%. But I will say this, from what I know about a lot of my people who've gone through that kind of training, they go through the training and then they come out and then it's really time for them to go to work. So then my question is, well, it's time for you to go to work, but tell me what you know about that population that you are about to protect and serve and that you're about to go and help. What do you know about them besides what your job training is allowing you to do to serve and protect? But do you know anything about the people? Do you know anything about them culturally? Do you know anything about the neighborhood? Do you know anything about them individually? Do you know families? Do you have friends there? The reason I'm asking that is because if you have that, then when you pull up, here's the thing, I want you to do your job and protect me. But what I don't want you to do is when you automatically pull up, have the posture where you're ready to kill me. I'm like, wait a minute, I want you to really, really come in. And I'm not saying, I don't know that people are automatically thinking that, but with the way that we're reacting and the way guns are coming out of your hurt, it's like, wow, it's like, oh my goodness, and death is so permanent. So since death is so permanent, it's like, oh my goodness, once I do this, it's over. And so look, just because you've been through injustice and experienced pain, it does not entitle you to treat people in any way that you want to. And because you're walking around in fear, it does not give you the right to treat people that way too. We are all human and we need each other and we need to start to think that way.